Today we are exploring a story of cooperation, innovation, and real-world experience that influenced the future of American stealth warfare. This video examines how Israeli pilots, flying the F-35 Idea in one of the world's most challenging environments, provided insights that helped the United States refine tactics, software, and long-term strategy for its own stealth fleet. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Israel was the first country outside the United States to receive the F-35. More importantly, it became the first country to use the jet in real combat conditions. This meant Israeli pilots became the first in the world to experience how the aircraft responded under pressure in contested airspace, near active radar networks, and in situations where every decision carried strategic weight. The US military expected to learn from Israel's experience, but the depth and specificity of the lessons went far beyond what anyone predicted. The insights Israeli pilots gathered through missions, debriefs, telemetry, and sensor feedback helped shape how the US Air Force and the wider F-35 community approached everything from mission planning to stealth optimization. To understand this impact, it is important to look at the environment in which Israeli pilots operate. Israel sits in a region surrounded by layered air defense systems, constantly shifting tensions, and adversaries who adapt quickly. For F-35 pilots, this creates a testbed unlike any simulator or training range in the United States. Every mission, whether routine or high stress, provides meaningful data. Israeli pilots learned early how the F-35 behaved around different radar types. They studied how the aircraft's stealth profile changed depending on altitude, direction, and atmospheric conditions. They reported how certain radars reacted in unexpected ways, particularly older systems that were not designed to detect fifth-generation aircraft. This information helped American engineers update detection models and informed new mission planning tools. Another key area where Israeli pilots influenced US strategy was electronic warfare. The F-35's electronic warfare suite is one of the most advanced systems ever placed in a fighter jet. Israeli pilots experienced firsthand how it performed when confronted with unexpected jamming attempts, unfamiliar signal patterns, or hybrid radar systems. The feedback they provided helped refine the threat libraries used across the entire US and Allied fleet. Israeli pilots also played a major role in shaping how the aircraft organizes information in the cockpit. The F-35 collects more data than any fighter in history. It merges radar, infrared sensors, communications, and battlefield information into a single picture. But the way this information is displayed needs to match how pilots think under pressure. Israeli pilots, drawing from actual mission experience, provided precise feedback on what information mattered most in high-speed situations. They described when alerts appeared too late or too early, and they suggested changes to symbol sizes, color logic, and data hierarchy. American software teams incorporated many of these recommendations into later updates. Another major contribution involved tactics. Israeli pilots tested new ways to approach contested zones, new formations for sensor sharing, and new strategies for using the F-35 as a forward intelligence platform. Their techniques showed the US military how to maximize the jet's strength as a data hub rather than simply a strike aircraft. Israel also pushed the limits of the F-35's flexibility. The Idea variant includes customized Israeli-made electronics and communication systems. Israeli pilots helped test how these integrated tools performed during missions that required rapid adaptation. Their findings supported the Pentagon's move toward more modular upgrades and faster software patch cycles. One of the most unexpected lessons came from maintenance and long-term readiness. The desert environment harshly affects aircraft skin, stealth coatings, and sensitive electronics. Israeli pilots and ground crews developed new inspection routines to detect early signs of wear. They also created procedures to prevent sand intrusion and reduce heat stress on key components. The US adopted several of these practices for operations in hot regions. Another important area of learning involved joint force operations. Israeli pilots practiced using the F-35 as the central node in a multi-layered system. They used it to support legacy jets, coordinate intelligence teams, and shape real-time decisions. The United States analyzed these tactics and applied the lessons to joint operations involving the Navy, Marines, and Air Force. Another core insight Israeli pilots provided was how adversaries reacted to the presence of the F-35. In some cases, hostile forces changed radar frequencies. In others, they altered flight patterns or shifted ground assets. Observing these reactions helped the US predict how other global actors might respond when the F-35 enters a region for the first time. There were humanitarian lessons as well. Israeli pilots often operate in environments where precision is essential and miscalculations can elevate risks for civilians. Their approach to intelligence verification, target discipline, and real-time decision-making provided the US with additional insight into how advanced aircraft can be used responsibly. Another unexpected contribution came from pilot training feedback. Israeli pilots undergo highly intensive training programs that combine traditional instruction with hands-on experience in unique air environments. Their training emphasized high-pressure decision-making, multi-sensor coordination, and rapid adaptation. The Pentagon studied these methods to refine its own training curriculum. Perhaps the most important influence Israeli pilots had was philosophical. Their experiences showed the US that fifth-generation warfare is not only about stealth and speed. It is about information dominance. It is about using sensors to understand the environment more fully than opponents. It is about using data to avoid escalation and improve situational clarity. Israeli pilots emphasized that the F-35's greatest strength lies in how it changes the pilot's understanding of the battlefield. Israeli pilots also highlighted the importance of continuous evolution. Threats in the region evolve quickly. New radar systems appear. Electronic warfare techniques shift. Airspace becomes more crowded. This constant change forced innovation at a pace that provided the US with valuable foresight. The Pentagon gained a realistic preview of how fast future adversaries may adapt. Their experiences influenced the Pentagon's long-term vision for next-generation aircraft as well. The insights helped guide discussions about future sensors, cockpit layouts, autonomous teaming, and network resilience. At the heart of this story is a partnership built on trust. The US shared its most advanced aircraft. Israel shared its most valuable real-world insights. The results strengthened not only both countries but the entire global F-35 community. As new upgrades arrive, advanced EW tools, improved radar systems, better AI integration, the lessons learned from Israeli pilots continue shaping the evolution of American stealth warfare. Their experience has proven that the future of air power depends not only on engineering but on adaptability, cooperation, and real-world operational knowledge. This collaboration will continue to influence how the US prepares for challenges in the Pacific, Europe, and beyond. The insights gained from missions over the Middle East help the Pentagon anticipate the future, understand emerging threats, and plan strategically. The story of how Israeli pilots shaped US stealth warfare is still unfolding. But one thing is clear: their experiences in the cockpit, under pressure, and in rapidly shifting environments have left a permanent mark on American air power strategy. Their lessons continue to guide updates, influence doctrine, and shape the future of stealth warfare for years to come.